Welcome everybody to Friday Night Smackdown here in Hampton, Virginia. And we've got the final set of first round matchups in the King and the Queen of the Ring tournament. Of course, we already did the final ones for the Raw side of things just this last Raw. Now it's Smackdown to finally do Smackdown side of things, and that leaves all the first rounds as a whole. And right now we are starting out with the final first round tournament matchup of the Queen of the Ring tournament. So let's do it.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making her way to the ring from Riverside, California, Candice LeRae.
Well, Candice LeRae walking down to ringside. I mean, she's picked up a bit of an attitude lately. Maybe feeling overlooked, especially from the young girls, just like this one right here.
And her opponent, representing Chase University from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Thea.
Well, just before we get into this matchup, let's remind you and show you what we've got in store for you here tonight. I mean, first of all, King of the Ring tournament matchup. Pete Dunne's taking on we don't know who yet. I guess we'll have to find out when the time comes. McDonagh and Nathan Frazer, they're taking each other one-on-one. Also, Solo Sikoa, Dirty Dom, main event. But right now, Thea Hale and Candice LeRae, which that points out, Jacy Jane on the matchup screen, but I haven't seen Jacy Jane anywhere near Thea. Is that staying away from a Thea situation, or is that staying away from a Candice LeRae situation? I don't really know. It seems to be that maybe Thea and Jacy haven't been working the best as of late. Or maybe the destruction of no longer really being anywhere close in the women's tag team division situation is kind of disgruntled their friendship situation. Geez, Candice LeRae there. Geez, I told you. Oh, Candice LeRae getting a bit of an attitude, becoming a bit cheap in the way she does things, if you could say that, I guess. Quote-unquote heel tactics, I guess. Jeez. Unleashing these kicks in the midsection, Candice LeRae. I mean, we saw her take on Jacy Jane last week. Just said she's got a point to prove, and she's proving it right now by taking it to Thea Hale, saying that she can outclass up. One kick out there. I think Candice LeRae just feels like she's just not had the opportunities that she should have been, considering what she'd be able to do for this industry. Jeez, and she can go to people like Thea Hale, young and up-and-comers, that haven't been able to grind the roster, like the indies like she has. So I guess Candice LeRae maybe feel like she's coming to the end of her career, and she wants to take those last few years by the throat and take everything that she can while she's at it. And geez, this is one way to do it, just laying the beat down in your opponents, not caring about any kind of honour. Referee had to count that a little bit, but geez, drop kick there by Candice. Of course, like I said, we've already found out the first set of matchups for the King and Queen of the Ring tournament matchups for the second round next week on Raw. If I am not mistaken, we've got John Cena and Obafemi for the King of the Ring situation. And then also we have Naomi versus Alexa Bliss for the women's side of things on there. And I guess that will mean that Orton will take on Austin Theory the following week, and Bayley will take on Oscar the following week as well. Jesus, Thea, I guess that moonsault. But yeah, we have to find out the SmackDown side of things, because we still need to find out the final woman that's going to be in that on the second round stuff. And the same for the men's, of course, later tonight. Pete Dunne takes on somebody we don't know. I guess I'll have to find out who that's going to be. That surprise person being invited to the King of the Ring tournament at the last minute. It's going to be interesting to see who that is going to be. And that does make it harder for Pete Dunne. But these two, they've known about this for a few weeks, clearly. Kind of partially the reason why Candice LeRae targeted Thea Hale and Jacy Jane. Geez, Candice LeRae gets that DDT. Oh, Candice LeRae controlling this matchup so far, proving to outclass Thea Hale. Right now, geez, kick out there. Of course, the winner of the King and the Queen of the Ring tournaments will get a shot at the World Championship of their brand. Of course, these lot being on SmackDown, they'll be able to get Tiffany Stratton, or at least her title, WWE Women's title, if Tiffany can hold it till SummerSlam. Of course, the Raw side of things, Io Sky currently holds the Women's World Championship. Jeez, Avalanche, Springboard Poison right there by Candice LeRae. Jeez, covers. 1, 2. Kick out there by Thea. And then don't forget CM Punk, the men's World Heavyweight Champion on Raw, and Finn Balor, currently the WWE Universal Champion here on SmackDown, but has been given to the penultimate SmackDown before King Queen of the Ring to be cleared from his attack from Rollins a little over a month ago now, was it? I believe so, roughly. Anyways, Candice LeRae that sent on off the top. 2. Kick out there by Thea. We do know Seth is the number 1 contender. Still had to defend that right at Backlash. Yeah, but has stayed number 1 contender. So maybe it might be Seth Rollins. I don't know. I guess we'll have to see as time progresses. But nonetheless, Candice LeRae looking to lay it on Thea Hale. Looking to introduce her to the Wicked Stepsister. G, just smashing Thea Hale's face. Goes to the cover. Cover hooks the leg. 1, 2. Kick out there by Thea. Candice LeRae getting a little bit frustrated. Like I said, of course, they're not even quite there at King Queen of the Ring. They still need 2 more matches here on SmackDown before they can even get to the King Queen final match where they take on the Raw superstar that won that side of things. We don't know who's going to win this match yet. And like I said, the next round of match will be next week or the week after. And then the finals for the SmackDown side of things the week after that. G covers 1, 2. Oh, kick out there by Thea. After the avalanche neckbreaker, no less. I mean, the winner of this could be taking on Roxanne Perez, Dakota Kai, or Cora Jade. I guess I have to see how things go with that. Nonetheless, I mean, Thea Hale recently had a match at Backlash against Roxanne Perez, so it could be interesting to see that run back at Candice LeRae using that exposed turnbuckle. Jeez, I told you Candice LeRae with her heel tactics now. G2. Kick out there by Thea, though. As the referee. Now I think to do that turnbuckle in. And Candice LeRae, geez, she's grabbing a weapon, clearly getting a little frustrated with Thea Hale. Jeez, and Thea Hale kicks the midsection, corkscrew neck breaker. And Thea Hale now stalking Candice LeRae. Jeez, Thea. Looking to lock in the Kimura, jeez. Looking to make Candice LeRae tap out, jeez. Will she do it? Candice LeRae's rolling around in agony right now. Jeez, will she tap? She's keeping it in this while. Thea hasn't maybe not quite done enough damage, but maybe she just has that. Jeez, snapping it right. Jeez. Well, I think Candice LeRae was literally just about to get out there, and Thea was able to reapply the pressure. And Candice LeRae had no choice but to tap in the center of the ring. That was a mainly Candice LeRae matchup. I can't even forgot Thea Hale kind of got in moves at one point. I forgot about that moonsault and stuff. I mean, the avalanche neckbreaker probably didn't help it. It probably hurt her a decent bit too. So it probably didn't help certain situations there, but nonetheless, Candice LeRae dominated that matchup, but you could argue maybe it was outclassed by Thea Hale or just outlooked. Maybe just the frustration to Candice LeRae, just making her instantly go to the weapon even instead of trying for a submission or something. I don't know, or trying for a new move. I don't know. I think Candice LeRae's got all this pent-up aggression at the minute. Doesn't know where to put it. Maybe that's just cost her here tonight. I don't know. But nonetheless, we know the final woman that's advancing in the King of the Ring the Queen of the Ring tournament, first round at least. Thea Hale could be taking on Roxanne Perez, Dakota Kai, or Cora Jade. I guess we'll have to see how things go. They could be next week, it could be the week after. I think Thea's probably up in for the week after, but then again, you've got the final of the week after that, so she's going to have to wrestle week in, week out at one point soon.
Here is your winner, Thea Hale.
Well, nonetheless, congratulations to Thea Hale. Jeez, was able to overcome Candice LeRae here tonight. Candice is going to have to go back to the drawing board, I guess. Not quite what she was playing for this whole new, choice of how to do things, I guess. Thea Hale sticking to the way that Thea Hale is. Was able to get herself the win here tonight. Anyways, that was the Queen of the Ring tournament match. Now we've got one of the 2 matches that the Judgment Day are involved in here tonight. And this is a little bit of a possible teaser for the WWE Universe Championship match, which we would imagine would happen at King Queen of the Ring, but I guess we don't quite know yet, so these factions are still just kind of feuding, getting every last little shred of feud that we can get out of this, and anger and aggression and all that kind of stuff.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall, making his way to the ring, accompanied by Carlito, representing the Judgment Day. From Bray, County Wicklow, Ireland, weighing in at 180 pounds, J.D. McDonagh.
Well, J.D. McDonagh and Carlito making way down to the ring. Judgment Day have kind of been a little split at the minute. It's been a little hard for things at the minute, but nonetheless, it has been pretty solid for this side of the situation, to say the least.
And his opponent, representing Axiom From Jersey in the Channel Islands, weighing in at 182 pounds, Nathan Frazer.
Well, a supersonic duo there out here. Don't forget that we saw Carlito and McDonagh. They've got a WWE Tag Team title match at King Queen of the Ring against the Tongans. Don't forget Pete Dunne has a one-on-one match later tonight in King Green title match. We'll see who that's going to be. Solo Sikoa takes on a member of the Judgment Day and Day, Dom Mysterio. But right now, McDonagh versus Nathan Frazer. I mean, if the mentors are getting a possible rematch, if Finn Balor can get cleared, then why not give the Proteges a rematch? Nathan Frazer was able to walk out on top last time, though, not unscathed. His leg very much hurt. I was able to then be injured by Finn Balor a week later. But geez, McDonagh dodged. That was a nasty landing for Frazer there. And McDonagh already looking to work on those legs of Nathan Frazer, tried to re-aggravate that injury that kept Frazer off WrestleMania. It was only a few weeks long injury, but just how close it was to WrestleMania. And Frazer ended up missing it. The possible SmackDown tag title match never happened. And the SmackDown tag titles got split up because of a little bit of a disgruntlement in the Bloodline. Just like the Judgment Day's happening right now, kind of got split down the middle a little bit. Jimmy and Roman went one side, and Paul, where Rock, Solo, Tamina and I went the other. So the Judgment Day, maybe they're doing okay, but it does feel like they maybe split, they're fracturing a little bit. Finn Balor not too happy with with Dominic Mysterio, Damian Priest right now. One kick out there by Frazer. And I'm really trying to play Peacekeeper. I don't know when it's working. Jeez, especially when there's no Priest and Dominic, but supposedly Priest might be coming out with Dominic later, but I don't know about these two coming out with Dominic. So I guess, I don't know, jeez, especially when it's Shady and Carlito taking on the Bloodline. Not Dominic or Priest, but jeez. Oh, Priest in the King of the Ring title matchup. But I don't know. Anyway, shooting star by Frazer. Cover hooks the leg. Oh, kick out there by McDonagh. Jeez. Oof. I mean, only mentioning Damian Priest in the King of the Ring. I mean, Jacob Fatu's in the King of the Ring as well. Jeez, maybe they'll meet at some point. Jeez, kicks right to the head. I mean, I think maybe make it a bit of an interesting clash because in the Judgment Day are taking on the Bloodline. Might be a bit to be an interesting teaser. Jeez, McDonagh, poof. A little more of a war between the two factions, I guess. I think it's kind of half the reason why Solo's going after Dominic here tonight. Maybe he chose the weak link a little bit, but geez, McDonagh looking to just stretch out Frazer right now. Jeez. Ball. I mean, that's going to hurt the legs that he's just been trying to target, but also everything else. Jeez. Even like the neck and the head, you know, you got to try to keep it up, otherwise he's hanging down, and then there's blood rushing to his head. So, a very amazing submission there by McDonagh, but jeez. Frazer's near teleporting there. That's how fast he's going. Jeez. Shooting star there by Frazer yet again. And now looking for more athleticism. Jeez, the leg drop. Proving those legs are doing just okay. There's Carly again up there. But yeah, like I said, maybe so it is a bit interesting sort of picking Dominic, the weak link, but he's like not interfering in anything. JD and Carlito are in the tag match. Priest is in the King of the Ring, but yet so chose Dominic. Bit of an interesting choice. Jeez. Oh, maybe it's a strain of relationship further between Balor and Dominic. Balor not too happy with Dominic's win record at the minute. Cover hooks the leg. Kicks out there by McDonagh. So I don't know, maybe that's what Solo's mind, that plan is. I don't know. And it seems like McDonagh and Carlito following in the way of Balor. I mean, Carlito got into the Judgment Day by appeasing to Finn Balor. Attacking Seth Rollins, cover hooks the leg. JD again on the moonsault to kick out there. And we know about the protege or mental relationship between JD and Balor, so I don't know. But yeah, nonetheless. JD kicks right to the head. To Frazer there, jeez. And now getting that victory roll, but not going for the cover, gets them foot stomp instead. Maybe a little bit of an homage to Finn Balor there. I mean, it's not quite from the top rope, but jeez. Nonetheless, knee drop there to the face of to Nathan Frazer by McDonagh, and again. Oh, setting his face at this time for a stomp, jeez. Right to the face. And again, McDonagh just looking to unleash. I mean, he cracked open Frazer last time, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe looking to do it again, jeez, by just targeting the face now. Oh, JD wanted that weapon. JD, this is a disqualification matchup. You will be disqualified if you hit him with it. But jeez, both. Frazer kicks off JD. Maybe JD should have been focusing on Frazer. Jeez, JD, both. Oh, well, what a back elbow. But Seth Rollins here down the ringside. Jeez. playing the distraction. I mean, Axiom's a bit more of a good guy, but Rollins, he's happy to play all the mind games and all the distracting he can. I mean, hell, he injured Finn Balor. I mean, I'm questioning the relationships between Frazer and Axiom with Rollins, but they seem to be good guys and to an extent pretty deadly as well, though maybe not, I don't know. 1, 2, kick out there, but I think maybe it's more Frazer just looks up to Rollins, and maybe, you know, sometimes you idolise people and think that they're better than they are, and Axiom's Frazer's tag partner and best friend, I guess, so just trying to stick with him, I guess. But McDonagh wrench on the leg. I don't know any question. I feel like there's a good guy in this story. I mean, Balor's not great, but you know what I mean. Nonetheless, McDonagh. Oof. I mean, I guess that's just how no one goes. There's a bad guy and a worse guy. Your choice who is who, but jeez. I'll tell you who's injured who more and for longer. Here's Seth Rollins, of course, injuring Balor on multiple occasions surrounding this WWE Universal Championship. That's why Balor refused to give it to Tyler Breeze. And why he's been given this countdown. Jeez. Doof. And a leg drop. Of course, we're coming in soon. 2 weeks to go. That's all Balor's got left to recover. This SmackDown, and the SmackDown after that, he has got to be cleared by that SmackDown. And then the SmackDown after that is the final SmackDown. To go home to King Queen of the Ring. But geez, I think McDonagh's got what he was looking for. That's what he was looking for. Frazer's cracked open. But nonetheless, Frazer still fighting. Off the ropes. Jeez, gets that calf kick. Dan sends Carlito flying. No matter about the blood, Frazer's picking up some steam here. Gets the drop kick right to the face. Oh, but Carlito saying it's not cool to attack him. Just not cool of him. And Frazer's arguing that it's not cool for him to do the turnbuckle thing with McDonagh. Looking to get a roll up on Frazer. 2. Go, but Frazer flips it back. Goes 1, 2. Well, but JD flips it back over. 1, 2. Oh, jeez. Frazer, bam, and a close on into the corner. He's that blood dripping down the face of Frazer now. All that rolling around, getting his blood all over his face. Maybe a little bit into his eyes, might obscure his vision. Nonetheless, McDonagh looking to lock in that clover leaf around the legs. Jeez. Oh, Nathan Frazer, jeez. Bending right back, but Frazer just trying to get to the ropes. But jeez, look at that bend. Jeez, he nearly folded him up in half. Jeez, like a piece of paper. Jeez. McDonagh wrenching hard on Frazer. Oof. Come on, Frazer, trying to get to the ropes. Boof. Frazer trying to get out of there, but McDonagh not having it. Jeez, smashing his knee right into the mat. Oh, what a stomp right in the ankle. Jeez. JD just dissecting Frazer. I mean, McDonagh's been very well, what's the word? Proclaimed, maybe, I don't know. If there's one thing about McDonagh that he is great at in this ring, it is isolating a body part to just surgically attacking it and getting that damage going. I believe he has been called a surgeon at one point, though I don't believe he's licensed, so I wouldn't try to hire him for it. No, either way, Nathan Frazer gets that forearm right to the face. But jeez, Frazer psyched him out. Jeez, Wolf. Frazer, no, McDonagh kicks him away. Frazer though, Dolph. McDonagh knew better. Hang on there, jeez. I think Carlito distracted Frazer there, at least didn't quite trip him up, but nonetheless, McDonagh taking advantage, gets that Shining Wizard. 1, 2. Kick out there by Frazer. Oof. Frazer fighting through this. What JD trying to do to try and keep Frazer down. Bouncing his face into that turnbuckle again. Another time, jeez. Right by Frazer. Right to Frazer, sorry. Right by JD McDonagh, jeez. And again. I think JD maybe just looking to open this cut further, obscure the vision of Nathan Frazer. Even that bit more. And just laying in some stomps to gut now for good measure, I guess. Jeez. I think JD McDonagh's looking for this submission again. Jeez, yeah, again, wrenching, like I said, wrenching on every body part's being stretched. I mean, the leg's being bent. The head's he's trying to keep it above level so he doesn't, have the blood rush to his head. The body's being stretched out because all the other limbs are being pulled from it, and the core strength needed to try and keep him up and all that. I mean, it's a tiring maneuver for JD McDonagh at the same time, but geez, Frazer able to roll out of it nonetheless. I think that's the only discrepancy really with that submission is it's hard to keep held in. Hard to keep the grip thing, hard to keep the legs and the arms and all that pushing up. It's hard. So you can't keep that submission in too long. But at the same time, the opponent can't stay in it too long either. Jeez, the shot right to the face. You know, it's one of those submissions you won't see too long in the matchup. Unless, like, it's somebody really strong doing it to somebody really... I don't know where I was going with that. It doesn't matter either way. Genie McDonagh gets that moonsault. I lost my point. And then I shot the back. Yeah, look at the back of Frazer. Jeez. And I know Genie McDonagh's been tugged in the legs, and I think we're not seeing much of the damage because of the tight. And I'm sure it's very bruised down there, but especially if that's his back. Not been dogged anywhere near as much. Frazer, though, unleashing on Genie McDonagh, just lighting up his chest with those lightning fast chops. Jeez, and gets that forearm. And I think the chest is a little... Yeah, bad from Frazer as well. Jeez, and a drop kick. I think he clocked him right in the nose there. And that might be a broken nose. Oh, I think there's blood coming down from it too. That was a hell of a shot by Frazer. Yeah, I think it's the stomach as well. If Frazer is bruised up, and that's not going to help his stomach. Or JD McDonagh's for that matter. Oh, but McDonagh pushes Frazer out of the way. Jeez, oh, Frazer dodges. Shot right to the face. Off the ropes. Bam. Bam. Frazer off the ropes again. And again. Bam. And Frazer, and again. Bam. Just using the momentum of the ropes, I guess. I think it's because he's tiring out here. He's needing the momentum to throw those shots and throw those shots hard. Jeez, Frazer feeling the effects of this matchup. Both men battered, both men bleeding. Frazer now. Jeez, off the ropes. Grabs him for the moonsault. Elbow. Jeez. Gavert's leg on JD. 1, 2. Kick out there by JD. Jeez. Like I said, last time this match happened, Frazer walked away with the win, but not unscathed. Balor injured him in the next week. JD McDonagh looking to try and get the win. This time round, JD McDonagh gets out of the way of that. He's all for him, no counter by Frazer. And a super kick, but Frazer collapses. Took him a second there to recover. He's just trying to crawl over to JD McDonagh. Jeez, finally gets there. No too much time wasted. Jeez, 1, 2. Oh, and a kick out by JD McDonagh. Like I said, so much time taken from Frazer just having to try and call to JD McDonagh. Oh, and doesn't quite get all of it. Jeez. And there's shots there. I think he's losing the power in the legs there. And the devil inside by JD McDonagh. And JD looking to end here with a submission. Jeez. Looking to put the hurt on Frazer. Jeez. Oh, just wrenching back. Oh, look at the blood dripping out that mat. Jeez, we had to cover that up a little bit there. Jeez, look at it. JD McDonagh gets the win there. Jeez, you just saw it at the end with that super kick. It just didn't knock JD McDonagh down. It proved that Frazer just lost all the strength in his legs just from being tired and then been targeted on. Everything else hurting, I guess. And the head, like, maybe not feeling 100% in the head, maybe feeling a little lightheaded. It just kind of left to the point that JD McDonagh just was able to capitalize at that point. Like, so, you know, that's how it goes, I guess. Sometimes you just get bad so much it works. Sometimes it's not about how much damage you do to an opponent and trying to attack them out like JD McDonagh did do at the end. And, like, making their defense worse. It's also sometimes about making their offense worse to the point that you can easily capitalize after being hit because they just did not have it in them anymore to hit as hard as they usually do or as fast as they normally do too. So, like I said, sometimes it's not about just weakening the defense. It's just about weakening the offense. So you don't have to test your defense as much and give up that. And it'll keep you going for longer, I guess. But nonetheless, geez, that was a 5.5, bruised, battered. Like I said, I think JD McDonagh might have a broken nose. Jeez, that headbutt didn't help, I don't think, but nonetheless, he was able to tap out Frazer. You can see all the blood there dripping from his forehead in that one position. Jeez. But congratulations, Carlito's gone into the ring. JD McDonagh, happy to see him off. Oh, hold on a minute, the Tongans are here. Jeez, it just cracks both of them over with a championship. That's not going to help the broken nose of JD McDonagh. He's just holding those titles aloft. Of course, we'll see them again later as well, but geez. Anyways, we're going into match 3 of the night. King of the Ring. It's tournament matchup. So, shall we get this started? We need to see who's gonna be, I guess.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from Birmingham, England, weighing in at 205 pounds.
But before we find out who Pete Dunne's opponent's going to be, let's remind you what we still got in store for you tonight. I mean, Dominic solo in the main event. But right now, we're going to have to find out who Pete Dunne's going to be taking on for the final King of the Ring tournament matchup. Final first round matchup in both tournaments. Final first round thing in the Smackdown side of things. Jeez, I didn't even have to say his name and he's appeared. Okay. Not expecting this, that's for sure. And not to mention hailing his way all the way over from NXT just last night as well. Jeez. Busy schedule for this man.
And his opponent from Edinburgh, Scotland, weighing in at 231 pounds, the total non-stop action world champion, Joe Hendry.
Well, okay. Like I mentioned, busy schedule for this man, Joe Hendry. And he's making his way down to ringside with that TNA World Championship around his waist. I don't think Pete Dunne was expecting this, man. That is to say the least. I don't think anybody was expecting this, man. I know we were here, and it was going to be somebody that, like, it's a surprise, but I don't think Joe Hendry was on anybody's list. Like, TNA World Champion. By SummerSlam, we could have a double champion of TNA World Champion and WWE Universal Champion, that being Joe Hendry, unless he does like a double or nothing situation against whoever the WWE Universal Champion ends up being at SummerSlam. Seth Rollins, Finn Balor, maybe somebody else. You know, like I said, Joe Hendry has the possibility here to be WWE Universal Champion and TNA World Champion, be the top champion in two different companies at the same time. That would be huge if he pulls that off. That is to say the least. But it's not going to be an easy task getting to do this feat as it should be, you know what I mean? Because he's got to keep that title first as well. Not only that, but he's also got to advance through this tournament, and starting off, he's got to take on the Bruiserweight Pete Dunne, the former Intercontinental Champion. Let's do this. And we've got to point out how much it took Pete Dunne to get down. I mean, he took on Ilya Dragon and then had a bunch of weeks of fighting Bronson Reed and getting battered all over the place. And Ridge Holland tossed him by, like, dropping him on his head on the outside. And it took him to take Pete Dunne down. And Pete Dunne, of course, won at WrestleMania. That's the last time we saw him. So definitely deserves to be in this King of the Ring tournament matchup. Jeez. And Pete Dunne now wrenching away on this arm of Joe Hendry. Not many better than Pete Dunne when it comes to chain wrestling, especially when it gets to joint manipulation stuff like Pete Dunne is wrenching this shoulder joint right now. And I think also the elbow and maybe the wrist too. I don't quite know exactly which one is working most and which one is working and which ones are working, which ones end. But nonetheless, Pete Dunne is wrenching and Joe Hendry is not in a good state right now. Like I said, the bruiserweight, he loves to bruise you, but he also loves to bend you. Maybe he's the benderweight, I don't know. Hang on. Never mind, Pete Dunne, either way, just that shot right to the midsection of Pete Dunne, but Joe Hendry is able to get it into a side headlock, a little bit away from the joint manipulation, just a bit more into your regular wrestling. Joe Hendry more suited for that one. And Pete Dunne, no slouch at all. Pete Dunne gets him into that waist lock. Jeez. And Pete Dunne now both just shaking him around, just trying to descend to Joe Hendry, but Joe Hendry's having none of it. The arm drag into the side headlock. He's going to make it out on top of this one, of course. Both men jockeying for position, kind of like mini submissions a little bit, but it's just more to get a bit of an advantage on your opponent, you know. Oof, but Joe Hendry, he's climbing up. Jeez, Pete Dunne, I think he's trying to fight out of it. Jeez, but who's going to walk out on top, I don't know. Joe Hendry, he's got that headlock inside. Pete Dunne's trying to wriggle out of it. Jeez, will he be able to, though? Pete Dunne, he's trying. He's really trying. Oh, pushes Joe Hendry. But Joe Hendry collides with him, and now Joe Hendry unleashing, 250 pounds of pure motivation is Joe Hendry, and he's won that fair situation. Jeez. I mean, we were talking about Joe Hendry, like I said, the possibility of being TNA World Champion and WWE Universal Champion, but let's not forget who he's got to take on to get there. I mean, first of all, let's consider the SmackDown side, because that's who he's got to get past first before he takes on the reign of the Raw side of things, as Pete Dunne looking to wrench away on this hand of Joe Hendry. Like, there's Damian Priest, there's Jacob Fatu, we'll see both of them later accompanying their men down to ringside, and Dominic versus Solo. And then there's also Oh, jeez. Oh, Joe Hendry. That's about to be a massive elbow right to the top of the head, but still, nonetheless, anyway, Joe Hendry showing off that strength. And don't forget, there's also Cody Rhodes on that side of things as well, which is going to be interesting to see. Like I said, he's got to get through 2 of those if he wants to win the SmackDown side of things. And he's also got to take on one either next week or the week after. And if he wins that one, he's got to take on the winner of the other 2 the following, like on that final week. And then there's the Raw side of things. There's John Cena and Obafemi. They're going one-on-one on Raw. And then there's also Randy Orton and Austin Theory, which are going on one-on-one the following week. So it's going to be interesting to see how things go. You know, he's got to get past all of them, and then he's got to, you know, stay healthy and still stay TNA World Champion all the way up until SummerSlam, which is going to be a difficult feat, as this is a difficult feat, but Joe Hendry's pulling it off anyways. The stalling suplex. Jeez, nice way to work myself back into the match and bring out to snap myself back out into the match. Maybe not, because Joe Hendry's gone in for a cover after that 1, 2, kick out there by Pete Dunne. But geez, like I said, Joe's got a busy schedule. I mean, if it was Raw, it would be one thing. You know, there's a few days gap in between TNA and Raw, or Raw to TNA, and then even bigger gap between TNA and Raw. But it's salute pay-per-views. But SmackDown TNA, oh, Pete Dunne knocking into wrenches to arm of Joe Hendry. Jeez. Is Joe Hendry going to tap out? No, he breaks that leg. Rolls away. Jeez, Joe Hendry. Like, TNA is Thursday, SmackDown is Friday. You know, like, sometimes you got time to travel. I mean, luckily, handfully enough, TNA was also here tonight, so Joe Hendry was able to stay an extra day, but is that going to stay the case the entire time? That was just pure luck, I think, at that point. Jeez, the butterfly suplex by Pete Dunne. So, I don't know, we're just going to see how it goes, I guess, but then we're also thinking about pay-per-views. It's possible that we could have a TNA and a WWE pay-per-view at the same weekend. Have that Saturday and Sunday, one each. Also have a TNA thing on Thursday and on SmackDown on Friday. Joe Hendry's got like 4 things we've got to try and get in between all of them. It's just Pete Dunne getting him into a choke right now. That's one thing that Joe Hendry does not want to be in. Jeez, I mean, it's great to be wrestling on both brands, getting all those fans and stuff, and trying possibly getting both world titles, but jeez, it's going to be a hell of a task holding on to that title and keeping that work schedule going. And like, you could be having a match on each and every one of those. And, you know, TNA like to have some like special editions every now and then on Fridays. How's Joe Hendry going to be in 2 places at once? You know what I mean? I don't know. SmackDown and TNA are going to share the same venue, and like one takes place right after the other. Joe Hendry might have 2 matches in one night. You know, it's crazy to think. Or Joe Hendry's just going to have to miss it. But he's TNA World Champion, so can he miss it? I guess it's just one of those things we just got to think about, or maybe we'll have to miss SmackDown one time. I don't know. Admittedly, once he wins the match King of the Ring, if he does, you know, like I guess he's got a few months off to try and get the TNA stuff in order to try and hold on to that championship before he then takes on either Seth Rollins, Finn Balor, or a possible other at SummerSlam. But like I said, we should stop focusing that far ahead. I mean, it's interesting to talk about and all that stuff, but it's going to be hard enough to get past this man, yet alone every other man that is possibly in Joe Hendry's way getting there, as Pete Dunne laying it right now into Joe Hendry. He's, like I said, it took a lot to get Pete Dunne out of it. He was one of the top players last season, that is to say the least. So it's nice to see him back picking the ring. Like I said, he definitely deserves it. He was one of the top guys. It was very hard to defeat him. It only took Ilya Dragunov to defeat him, and then a 2-on-1 technically from Logan Paul and Ridge Holland, but geez, that hasn't worked out for Pete Dunne all too well. He goes 1, 2, kick out there by Pete Dunne. Pete Dunne is rocks though. Jeez, the exposed turnbuckle right to the back of the head. That was Pete Dunne doing that. Joe Hendry's been able to capitalize it. Jeez, what a power bomb! Jeez, cover 1, 2, kick out there. I mean, Pete Dunne's got the tools to win this all, though maybe. Like, that might have cost him early with that exposed turnbuckle right to the back of the head. Well, the clothesline that sent his head into the back of it. This might be Joe Hendry's to win. I think Pete Dunne's a little rocked at this point. Like I said, Joe Hendry's no slouch either. He's TNA World Champion for a reason, but it's going to be hard to come back after that back of the head, maybe neck, to the exposed turnbuckle. But it's Pete Dunne's fault. You can't. It's all only he can blame himself. Oh, but no, Pete Dunne, he's fighting back. He's got some stuff back in him. Looking for that X-Plex. What a crash landing for Joe Hendry. Oh, and that exposed turnbuckle just cost Pete Dunne yet again. Jeez, it stopped him from being able to pin the TNA World Champion, which would be an interesting feat. Does he get TNA World Championship shot? I guess we've got to be one of those things. And the ref, Pete Dunne just arguing with the referee at this point. Not very happy. Pete Dunne's a man of few words, but still, with jeez, he's turned back around into that standing ovation by Joe Hendry, the TNA World Champion. Goes into the cover 1, 2, 3, and Joe Hendry gets the win here tonight. Jeez, TNA World Champion, one step closer to also becoming WWE Universal Champion. Of course, because he's technically considered SmackDown, I guess. He's in the SmackDown bracket, so I'd assume that means he's going for the SmackDown title, though maybe considering if he's not part of any brand, he could go for the World Championship, admittedly. And possibly against CM Punk or Braun Breaker or something like that, but I guess we'll have to see how things turn out, I guess. But nonetheless, that Braun Breaker match not been made official. But yeah, I mean, like I said, Pete Dunne had all the tools to win this, but he cost himself. He exposed that turnbuckle. Joe Hendry capitalized, clotheslined him into it. Then the referee went to go cover the turnbuckle when Pete Dunne went in for that pin. Then Pete Dunne distracted himself by being annoyed with the referee and turned around into a standing ovation by Joe Hendry. So Pete Dunne effectively cost himself 3 times with that one decision to expose that turnbuckle. And Joe Hendry more than capitalised. He's the TNA World Champion. You can't expect him to not capitalise from an advantage, especially when it's Pete Dunne's fault. So, you know, I mean, he's not one to use heel tactics, Joe Hendry, cheap tactics, whatever. But, you know, it is Pete Dunne's fault here a little bit for causing himself the loss here. I think maybe if he didn't do that or maybe chose at least better timing, then maybe we could have had a different winner here tonight. But nonetheless, or at least if he kept his frustrations in check after that point, Joe Hendry was winded for a little bit, but not for too long, as he did that standing O on Pete Dunne. TNA World Champion puts down that former Intercontinental Champion, and he advances one step further into the King of the Ring tournament. I guess the question is, who will be taken on next? And also the question is, will it be next week or be the week after? I don't know, but Joe Hendry, congrats nonetheless. I believe that he could be the one to win it all. Oh, but Fatu, jeez! Fatu, one of the men he could be taken on. I wouldn't be surprised if Fatu had some insider information. And then this is the match. The next round matchup is Jacob Fatu and Joe Hendry. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, he's connected to Solo and Solo's connected to The Rock, so I wouldn't be surprised. Dunne Priest fears The Rock, Jacob Fatu. Jeez, yeah, we know a little easy. Solo has been able to press Tyler Breeze. You had to put him under his thumb. So I wouldn't be surprised if Solo Sikoa knew about this match before it happened. And then also was able to know that the next match, the winner of this matchup is taking on Jacob Fatu. Solo Sikoa knew it. He wouldn't be surprised if he had the influence to put it on next week. Jeez, super kick there by Fatu. Though he fed this up, that may benefit Fatu for this round, and then would benefit him for the final round. I wouldn't be surprised. That made Jacob Fatu part of the onslaught win even if he wasn't the favourite to win it, I guess. But geez, all these headbutts are Joe Hendry. We know how hard a Samoan's head is. Jeez, the amount of headbutts. Joe Hendry might have a concussion. Jeez. Oh, jeez. Oh, Jacob Fatu. Oh, and now he's going up to the top rope. Jacob Fatu's going even more mad. Jeez. And again. Breezy, please tell me you found the person that missed me in my perfect face. Please. I can't go out there asking again and have somebody coming down, me thinking that it's them and then it's not, and then end up with a match with them and then just trying to steal my spotlight and wasting complete time. So please, tell me you've got something. Unfortunately, Tiffany, I haven't found out who did it yet, but don't worry, I'm personally working on it. I used to be a cop, you know. Well, figure it out quick already, will ya? Well, we've finally just been able to get Jacob Fatu out the ring. I mean, we're about to see him again in a minute, but I mean, I imagine so at least. We're just able to barely get TNA World Champion Joe Hendry, the winner of that last matchup, and Jacob Fatu out the ring, but anyways, it's time for tonight's main event. And this scummy guy has been able to get himself into the main event, but I know exactly how. I'm just questioning if he deserves it. Anyways, let's get on with it, shall we?
The following is scheduled for one fall, making his way to the ring, accompanied by Damian Priest, representing the Judgment Day. From San Diego, California, weighing in at 200 pounds. Dirty Dominic Mysterio.
Well, I mean, it's interesting to point out JD and Carlito are not here. I told you, Judgment Day is fracturing, and I think that's maybe exactly what Solo Sikoa has been looking to do. I'd question maybe if JD or Carlito want anything to do with these lot, but at the same time, they're challenging for those WWE Tag Team titles right there.
And his opponent from Las Vegas, Nevada, weighing in at 250 pounds, Solo
mean, Bloodline's been causing chaos all night. Like, the Tongans, they attacked their challengers at King Queen of the Ring, being JD and Carlito. Maybe that's why they're not here. Maybe it's not the fracturing. Maybe it's to do with this. I don't know. Maybe that's Solo's on purpose. Got them to attack them so they weren't here to, you know, worry about make them, like, fracture that relationship more between the Judgment Day and maybe make them easier to beat at King and Queen of the Ring. And also, you know, they want to be the dominating faction. You know what I mean? And then Jacob Fatu's out here. He just attacked Joe Hendry like a few minutes ago. You know, they're all back out here to support your new tribal chief. Was bestowed to by The Rock after The Rock beat Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa beat Jimmy Uso and split up those SmackDown Tag Team Championships. But those championships got turned into WWE Tag Team Championships and come straight back to the Bloodline. This Bloodline possibly stronger and more dangerous than ever before, especially with The Rock's backing now a little bit more subtly, but a more background situation, but still there, I guess, but maybe more prominent than ever. Anyways, don't forget, Solo Sikoa is also taking on Ilya Dragunov for the United States title. Oh yeah, I was right. Joe Hendry, Jacob Fatu next week, King of the Ring tournament matchup, second round matchup, and looks like it's going to be Roxanne vs Thea Hale Backlash rematch. What an interesting fatal four-way matchup there. A little bit of all the issues going on, and a mixed tag matchup next week if Dominic can make it through this matchup. Okay, jeez, all right. Well, we know why Dominic's here. Like I said, Solo Sikoa challenged for that United States title. Ilya was like, you know, realistically, everybody's been earning their hell to try and get to King Queen of the Ring. Gee, Solo Sikoa dropping him down. And we've seen what Bron Breakker's been having to go through a Raw, the hoops he's jumping through. We've seen everybody going for the King Queen of the Ring tournaments. So why does Solo Sikoa just going to say, I am the tribal chief, I have the Rock's ear, give me the match? I mean, Ilya accepted it anyways, but because, you know, he's a fighting champion, but he feels like Solo Sikoa should have to at least fight a little bit to get there, and that's exactly what Solo Sikoa is doing right now. He is fighting to get there. He is taking on Dirty Dominic Mysterio. Like I said, the only... But, I mean, at the minute, Dominic Mysterio is nowhere close to getting a match at King Queen of the Ring, but you could argue if he beats Solo Sikoa here tonight, he deserves a United States title opportunity. But Damien Priest is, of course, on the road to getting to King Queen of the Ring, and by that means, I think Priest probably not long, if he has by now, I don't know, found out that he is going to be taking on Cody Rhodes, not next week, but the week after, or Jacob Fatu taking on Joe Hendry, and the winner of those two matches will face off the week after the Damien Priest matchup, the Damien Priest Cody Rhodes matchup. Which, funny enough, Damien Priest is wrestling on the same night that we're going to find out if Balor's going to be cleared or not. Maybe a similar time about that, maybe a whole Judgment Day situation, I don't know. I guess we'll have to see. It could be a very great day for Judgment Day, it could be a very bad day for Judgment Day. But I guess we'll have to wait and see. I mean, we've got that fatal four-way match next week as well, with Judgment Day involved, and the Bloodline, and Axiom, and Ilya Dragunov, kind of like they said, like, Ilya's feuding with the Bloodline's also feuding with the Judgment Day, and the Judgment Day's feuding with Seth Rollins and allies, so, you know, we kind of got that situation going. I think Dominic Mysterio is busted open, Solo Sikoa's been dominating this matchup, but, you know, that fatal four-way is just a bit of fun, I guess. We get to kind of see those, you know, there's people feuding with different people, you know, kind of that gaggle of four, they've got their connections like I just mentioned, so why not whack, like, at least somebody each in the four-way, you know what I mean? Like I said, we've got a mixed tag match. Dominic, Rhea versus Becky and Rollins, boyfriend and girlfriend versus husband and wife. Cover hooks the leg. Oh, not even hooking the leg, sorry, just a regular cover kick out there too. So with my voice there. Maybe we might hear from Rollins. Like I said, that'll be the final week, but like the week before we hear about Balor. So, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if, I don't know. We're getting very much close now. Oh, but Dominic still taking advantage of Priest, distracting Solo Sikoa. 1, 2, Dominic gets... Oh, I was about to steal it here, jeez. Dominic, oof. Jeez, shot it to the face again, jeez. Oh, Solo right to the cut. Jeez, and a super kick. Oh, so let's go. I'm pretty sure he knows how to do it. A super kick very well. I mean, his brothers are the Usos. I mean, jeez, which we saw Jimmy Uso got taken out by Jacob Fatu. Not the in-person Jacob Fatu was taken out recently. Jesus, spinning Solo. I mean, he took out Kevin Owens. I just tossed him in like off the office, like in a backstage area, which was mental. Kevin Owens is out with injury. Not great at all. You know, it's how things are going. Geez, Solo Sikoa grabbing Dominic Mysterio, just showing him right to Priest before now bouncing He's facing the turnbuckle and he's not stopping with one. He's going freeze. He's not happy about it. He doesn't want to see it, but geez, trying to cheer on Dominic nonetheless. Jeez, and how Solo just slowing it down now. Jeez. Solo Sikoa. Well, but Dominic, fair play to me. He's still fighting, but geez, that kick to the head. I say Dominic's not been doing great with the win record recently. This would be a huge win and maybe might bring him back into favour with Finn Balor if he's able to win this. He's going to be helping out JD and Carlito. He's also getting a huge win over Solo. But it may also put the Judgment Day in the bad waters with the Judgment Day, so I guess we'll have to see how things go. Jeez, but Solo gets that shot to the midsection. But Dominic goes for it, but Solo dodges. Oh no, blocks that one. I think Solo was just asking for it at this point. He wants Dominic to try here. Jeez, and Solo just gets that shot right to the throat. Pretty snappy about that. Dominic's trying, man. You got to give him that, but Dominic has been in great ways and while. I mean, he was the one to last the least amount of time in that matchup, in that gauntlet matchup, Backlash against Seth Rollins. And I mean, to be fair, Priest was last, so you kind of got to argue Rollins was the most beaten down, but Dominic was like, what, second? And he lasted about like maybe a minute, if that. He got pinned by a roller. Also, that 6-man tag the next night on Smackdown. Or the next, no, it wasn't the next night, but the next Friday after Smackdown, he got rolled basically near instantly. So Dominic not been doing so great so far, especially with the roll up. They seem to be his kryptonite a little bit. He loves to go for him, but he can't seem to get out of them. Anyways, Solo Sikoa looking to go to work. Jeez, that shot right to the throat. And I think Rollins did attempt it a few times with Dominic, so I think maybe actually did get out of it. Seeing that, maybe my apologies for maybe misleading a little bit there, but nonetheless, Solo Sikoa gets that shot right to the throat again to Dominic Mysterio. Jeez. Solo Sikoa, I think, he's definitely in control of this match, but I think he's just taking this nice and slowly, just maybe reveling in this a little bit. Like I said, just putting on a show against the Judgment Day, trying to fraction them a little bit more, like I said. Otherwise, maybe he would take on JDO and Carlito, but if he can just pull Dominic further away and further into the pits, you know, I guess maybe that's something he's trying to do. But geez, Dominic, he's firing back though. Dominic, get that combo going. Solo and dodging, no countering this time. Dominic off the ropes and gets that drop kick. Dominic Mysterio, he's firing back. All that bruise on the other cheek, he's not doing good. But Dominic, jeez, gets another drop kick. Dominic is building back into this matchup. Oh, jeez. And now Tonga lower, distracting Dominic Mysterio. Dominic was so close to going into the top rope, but now Solo just clotheslined Dominic Mysterio, just sending him over. He's Solo. Oof. Oof. Solo kicks the back there for Dominic. Down a leg drop there, jeez. Solo. Jeez. Oh, sending Dominic into the corner, jeez. Just bouncing out of it. Stomps to the head. What's Solo got in store for Dominic? I don't know. I think he just simply he's going to break Dirty Dom at this point. Jeez, oh no, Dominic's fine out. Jeez, the knee right to the leg. Dominic gets that fist, get those fists right at Solo. Jeez, don't want a shot right to the face. Down an elbow. Dominic, he's getting it going yet again, and this time he's actually been able to head to the top row this time, and it's in. It's not enemy territory, it's the opposite. Friendly territory, that'll do. The headbutt right to the shoulder. I mean, it's a bit weird going for a headbutt on a Samoan, but nonetheless. And Dominic gets that elbow. Jeez, Dominic, he's building up some momentum. He's just taking it all on Solo right now. Solo is taking it all. Wow. Jeez, going into that cover. One. Oh, kick out there by Solo. Jeez. Dominic has to do a lot more than that. But he's giving it a go, jeez. Dominic Mysterio. Waiting for Solo to get back up to his feet. He'd have to use the corner. Dominic runs to the corner. Oh, and jeez. Solo gets that boost right to the face. And jeez. What a kick right to the face. Jeez. I mean, is Solo just pointing out something to the SmackDown GM General Manager? I don't know. Jeez. Oof. Oof. Right to the, like the turnbuckle there. Jeez. With his face. Jeez. And Solo Sikoa. Just taking it to Dominic Mysterio now and another chop. Jeez, just using this combo. Head smash into the turnbuckle, chop. Head smash into the turnbuckle, chop. Head smash into the turnbuckle, chop. Just rinse and repeat. Just taking it to Dominic Mysterio right now. Jeez, Dominic not in a good way right now. Jeez. And Dominic has got that little bit of protection on his chest, at least from the chops. Now what's Solo got in store? for Dom, and geez, that hip attack right to Dominic Mysterio there, geez. And now just wrenching on that head of Dominic, geez. Oof. Oof, just whips him down too. Solo, what's he got in store for Dominic? Oh, geez, look at Dominic. He's just bleeding everywhere at this point. The blood is just running down. You can see it's all over his face now. It was just on his eye, but... Jeez. Oh, and Solo. Oh, jeez. Oh, I don't think Dominic's be able to speak again. Jeez. Just all the Samoan spikes. Solo, you would have been done after one. You didn't have to do all those. And now Solo looking for another one. Jeez. Just took him off in the air as well. Referee. He tried to get into the pin immediately by the Bloodline. Jeez, 1, 2, 3. Jeez. Is Dominic alright? Will Dominic speak again? I don't know. Anyways. Nonetheless. I mean, also got all those like uppercuts to the throats in the match as well. Jeez, will Dominic ever speak again? I have no idea. I mean, I guess I have to find out, but... I don't know. Either way, Solo Sikoa walks away with an emphatic win here tonight, just brutalized Dirty Dom. Like I said, maybe hurting the Judgment Day connection more. I don't know. Jeez. I mean, it would be the mental game against JD and Carlito. If they got more hatred for Dominic or whatever, or any hatred for Dominic, or contention in that family type situation, might put them off their game a little bit. I don't know. Jeez. Oof. Either way. What I do know is Solo Sikoa got that win. And Dero Dragunov was asking him for to have a match with somebody. Solo Sikoa has done exactly that, and he's able to walk out with a win emphatically. Jeez, just proving that he deserves the United States title opportunity, I guess. Doing it the old good old-fashioned way. Not necessarily considered number one contenders matchup, but getting a win this season, nonetheless, very important for Solo Sikoa to have done, that's for sure.
Here is your winner, Solo Sikoa!
Well, congratulations to Solo on getting the win here tonight. All first round King of the Ring matchups and Queen of the Ring matchups will happen tonight, so it's going to be interesting to see how things turn out in the next few weeks for Raw and SmackDown. Anyways, thanks for watching SmackDown, and hopefully I'll see you for Raw.